If you have poured your heart and soul into building a sales funnel and it isn't converting leads and sales, this episode of the show is absolutely for you. I'm going to be walking through the 5 biggest reasons that I see why funnels don't convert. So if you have built a funnel and you kind of like wake up every day looking for those Stripe notifications that you've been promised and they're not there, you're not making passive income, you're not generating call bookings, you're not driving people into your DMs. If your funnel is just not funneling, then keep watching, because I think what I'm about to share with you is going to give you some very very actionable. That's really actually a quite hard word to say. Actionable and practical tips that you can take away to tweak and adjust your funnel. And I guess on that point, I just want to make it really clear to you that when I teach funnels, and I've taught thousands of women how to build funnels, I never suggest in any way, shape, or form that it is an overnight fix. It isn't an overnight fix. A funnel is a labor of love. A funnel is a way for you to work hard at the beginning so that you can work smart later. Okay, so you are going to have to do the hard work, and you've done that already, and now you're not seeing the fruits of your labor. And I know that that's really frustrating. So I'm going to walk you through these 5 reasons, and I hope that what you take from this is something that you can immediately action. And if you do that and you start to see results, I'd love to hear from you. Maybe we'll even get you on the show and do like an interview live. And I'd love to do that, like a live funnel walkthrough. I think that'd be really, really valuable, especially as we also record this show as a video that we post on YouTube. So if we do a live funnel walkthrough, at least we'll be able to see it on screen over on YouTube, okay? So before I dive into these 5 reasons, for anybody that is new here, I just want to kind of put your mind at rest about the trust that you can have in my advice. You know, like you might be thinking, who is this woman? Loads of people teach funnels. Doesn't Russell Brunson teach funnels? He's the funnel genius. Yes, he is the funnel genius, but he does it the very bro way. He's built his own platform, you know, that he's made work for his funnel strategies. I have built my own funnel strategies. I have built very feminine sales strategies. My strategies for building a funnel as well are very simple, because I am the ultimate lazy girl. If you've known me, you know, been following me for a while, you'll know that I've developed a strategy called the Lazy Girl Sales Strategy. And if you haven't actually seen the video training, if you haven't been made aware of the Lazy Girl Sales Strategy, I will link it below this video for it. You will love it. It literally is a 90-minute sales funnel, end to end, from scratch, and it can start generating you sales pretty much immediately. So very proud of my Lazy Girl sales strategy. The other reasons I want you to feel that you can absolutely trust the advice that I'm about to give you is that my sales funnels have generated over £450,000 in revenue. That's without any of the revenue that I've generated through my content, you know, my organic content, my sales calls, you know, like my general community. This is just funnel revenue, 450K of funnel revenue. Last year, my funnels sold 870 courses. My courses range anything from £11 all the way up to like £1,000. They are self-study. I sometimes run them as live sprints as well, so that people can get the self-study version and a little bit of live coaching from me. And my sales funnels have helped me to do all of that. I've built my own 22-day funnel building sprint called Funnel to Freedom, and I've had hundreds of women come through that funnel building sprint and be able to build a funnel from scratch. So my funnel knowledge is very much a trial and error process. I have tried a lot of different styles of funnel, methods of building a funnel, and from that trial and error, I have worked out what works best and what works not so good. Okay. Now, when I say what works best, I'm coming at that as a woman, as a coach, as a mum who wants to run a business around my family, as a businesswoman who loves to travel. So I need to have a business model that allows me to sit on planes, trains, taxis, all the things, and still be able to run my business, still be able to attract leads and sales. Okay. So hopefully that puts your mind at rest. You can absolutely trust what I'm about to share with these 5 reasons why your funnel isn't funneling. So let's dive into the first one. The first one is that your offer and your lead magnet are not aligned. Now, when I say not aligned, I mean that your lead magnet and your funnel need to be singing from the same hymn sheet. They do different things. Your lead magnet should solve a quick win. Your offer, the reason why you're generating leads and sales, your offer should create a much bigger win. Yeah, the bigger end result that your audience want. Two like really good funnels that I've built that both work extremely well, high conversion rates, very reliable when I've run cold traffic to both of these funnels. I'll tell you what the lead magnets were and what the thing I was selling was, and then you can see what I mean by alignment. So the first one, I built this actually years ago and it's still going strong now. I gave away as a lead magnet a sales script, and it was the sales script that I used in my DMs. I called the lead magnet my 17K DM script because that script helped me to generate £17,000 worth of sales in a weekend. So I packaged up the messages, created a Canva guide. It was only about 4 pages long. It wasn't a big lead magnet, but it was giving away this 17K in a weekend sales script. And the course that I sold, once people had downloaded that lead magnet, the course that I was selling was called How to Sell in the DMs with Ease, Not Sleaze. Okay. So you can see the alignment there is I'm giving away one DM script for free. And then I'm inviting them immediately to jump into the full course where they can learn about inbound DMs, outbound DMs, how to handle objections in the DMs, how to generate more DM inquiries through stories and content. It was a full end-to-end DM sales course. Okay. So the freebie was about DM selling. The course was about DM selling. So same topic, but just the freebie was a very quick win, and then the course was a much bigger, longer term win. Another example of lead magnet and offer alignment is my Funnel to Freedom program. Yeah, my 22-day sprint. That sells for £297, although there's a 50% offer on it at the moment. And so the lead magnet that I have built to help me sell that course, well, there's actually a couple. I've built a PDF guide, which is a lead magnet checklist. So anybody that wants to follow a simple checklist so that they don't get overwhelmed or procrastinate about building their sales funnel, they can download the checklist, and that then tells them immediately about the course. Or I've done 2 sales trainings, one which is about the 3 best funnel designs that you should be using for your funnel. And the other one was a masterclass on how I generated £212,000 in a 5-month period through sales funnels. And again, in both of those masterclasses, I sell the Funnel to Freedom sprint. Okay, so that's 3 lead magnets for 1 course. They all convert. I haven't looked at the stats lately. If I had to guess which one converts the best, I would say it's the 3 funnel design templates that I give away in a training video. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what I mean when I say your lead magnet and your offer have to be aligned. They have to be a good fit. Okay, so if your funnel isn't converting for you, think about whether or not it could be the actual fit of the lead magnet and the offer. Okay, so that's the first reason it may not be converting for you. The second reason is that your lead magnet isn't optimized. Now, I call this like optimized for conversion. Like, what do I mean by that? I mean, let's take a PDF lead magnet, because I think most people, when they create a lead magnet, create a PDF. When I say you need to optimize that PDF guide, ebook, whatever it is that you're building, what I mean is there's parts of that lead magnet where you have an absolute opportunity to convert the sale. And so many people don't do it, right? So let's say you've packaged up all of your knowledge. Let's say you're a sleep expert and you want to help your clients to get 8 hours of really good quality sleep. So you create a free guide to help people with their evening ritual, maybe their like bedtime ritual. And in that guide, you're giving away 10 of your best tips. To optimize that ebook, that guide, rather than just give them a guide with 10 tips, I want you to do things like add an intro from you. So like have a front cover, picture of you on it, please. Always have a picture of you, not a stock image, picture of you. And then have an introduction from you. So I'd be like, hi, I'm Rach. I've built this guide for you because I've been working with women for X number of years, helping them to, get better sleep, whether or not they're in menopause, whether or not they've got a busy mind, whatever the reason that they're not sleeping. I've got all these strategies where I help you to get a great night's sleep. So do a really nice little intro, no sales message, just a nice intro. Then I'd get into the value. So I'd give the tips. And then to optimize that lead magnet further, I would have an outro. So a little bio at the back with a little sign-off message from you that wishes them luck and says, go away and use these 10 tips. And then I would say, if you're ready to know more, or it could be if you're ready to get a personalized strategy, book a call with me. Or if you're ready to, take their sleep journey to like the next level, whatever the next bigger goal might be for them. It could be like how to get better sleep when you're in a strange bed, or, how to get better sleep when you are traveling 3 or 4 nights a week, like for corporate women, for example. So if there was a really good fit between the guide and the offer, that would convert, but you would stand a much better chance of converting it if the lead magnet was optimized. So have an intro, have a nice sign off, have a call to action inside the lead magnet. And if you're building your lead magnet in Canva, like most people do, please know that you can hyperlink. Okay, so you can go and search in the elements box for a button, put some text on top of the button, group the text and the button together, and then hyperlink it so that in the Canva guide, in that PDF guide, somebody can actually click on the button, just like they can on a web page, and arrive at your course, okay? Arrive at your sales page for the thing that you're selling in your funnel. So that's what I mean by optimize. Make sure that you are taking every opportunity that you can to build trust, to nurture relationships, to showcase why you're an expert, maybe share some case studies, maybe share some, client wins, and absolutely include a call to action inside the guide, as well as in the email sequence, okay? So that is reason number 2 why your funnel may not be converting. It's because you haven't optimized the lead magnet. You're literally giving away such great value, but you're not then remembering to do the call to action and really call in the bit that you want, which is more traffic to your sales page for the thing that you want to sell. Okay. The next reason why your funnel may not be converting is that you're selling too late in the customer journey. And I was teaching about this actually about 2 weeks ago in my funnel mini mind. So I run a little funnel mini mind for a small group of ladies where I'm looking at their funnel, supporting them, helping them get, conversions and work on the copy and all the different aspects of their funnel. And when I shared this with them, quite a few of them were quite blown away, because what they'd been taught to do was to, come up with a lead magnet, promote your lead magnet, get as many people into the lead magnet as possible, and then deliver at least 5 nurturing emails. Now, this isn't what I teach. I don't teach it that way round at all. What I teach is that at that moment that somebody's accessed your lead magnet, they are in a mindset of solution. Yeah, they're in a mindset of give me the thing to solve my problem. I want the solution. I want help. I want to move forward. I want to create change. I want the outcome. Yeah. So at the point where they download the lead magnet, that is the hottest moment that you have got to show them that you've got an offer to sell them. That yes, the lead magnet is going to give them a quick win, but if they dive into the offer, whether that's a live coaching program, whether it's a self-study, whether it's booking a power hour with you, whether it's, joining your agency on a retainer, like whatever it is that you sell, that is your hottest moment to tell that person who's just downloaded your lead magnet that you have a bigger solution for them, that you can solve a bigger problem for them, okay? Not in 5 emails time, which is probably in a week away, let's be honest. They may have cooled down by then. They may not have an urgent need for the solution by then, Okay. So by not inviting the sale immediately, you're allowing that person to forget who you are, to forget the lead magnet, maybe, to forget that you've even got that offer. Okay. So one of the reasons that your funnel may not be converting for you is that you're selling too late in the customer journey. You're letting them forget that it was ever even important to them in the first place. So what I would advise is that you get straight into a sales email, you sell on the thank you page. And what that looks like for me is adding like a video to the thank you page, which, like the girls in Funnel to Freedom, I help them to script all that out, to really build great sales copy so that it doesn't feel like you're going, hello, buy my thing, because none of us want to feel like a salesy weirdo, right? None of us want that, do we? So to be able to sell in a very solution focused way takes quite a special way of writing copy, okay? And that is what I will teach you if you come and join me inside Funnel to Freedom. If you really do want to work on your funnel, that is the absolute place where I'll be able to support you the best. Of course, you can go and download all my lead magnets on funnels and maybe piece it all together for yourself. But if you want me to support you and teach you exactly how to get your funnel converting, then just reach out to me on Instagram and say, Rach, I listened to the podcast. Tell me all about the funnel program. I'm ready to start making some serious money through my funnel. Okay. So maybe you're selling too late in your customer journey. That is reason number 3 why I see funnels not converting. Okay. Reason number 4, and this will come as no surprise, girls, absolutely no surprise at all, is that your messaging just isn't activating. Okay. Maybe the design of your funnel is great. Maybe nothing needs to change. Maybe the lead magnet is amazing. Maybe the offer is a really great fit. Maybe you're selling really quickly and you're selling early on and you're not committing that number 3 mistake. But maybe the messaging just isn't activating enough. Now, one of the common things I see is you guys taking up too many words to say something that's more simple. Yeah, so don't feel that you've got to over-explain. You don't have to over-explain. Give your audience the credibility that they deserve. They're savvy, they're clever, they know what their problem is, they know what they're looking for instead. Give them the kudos that they are intelligent, savvy buyers, because most people are, let's be honest. And don't over-persuade, don't over-convince, don't oversell it. You don't need lots of words. Okay? Your messaging also needs to speak to their problem, but not so deeply that you remind them how much they're struggling and how hard it is, and you send them into a spin of oh, isn't life terrible? It's really difficult. What you want to do is refer to their problem in a way that shows that you can empathize with it. Maybe you've experienced it yourself, and show them that it doesn't have to be that way, that there is an alternative, and the alternative is what you know. The alternative is what you teach. Yeah? A bit like I'm doing here with you now, right? Full transparency. I'm teaching you why your funnel isn't converting. And I'm absolutely going to take the opportunity to tell you that if you want to change that, that is what I'm a genius at. Why wouldn't I tell you that? I want you to get all the support that you want. And so it's the same for you and your audience. Use your messaging to show them that you understand their problem, to show them that you've helped people just like them to get a solution. And that will help to activate them. It will help them to see that now is the time to solve their problem. Not next week, not next month. The problem could get so much worse in that time. They could actually start going backwards in that time. Sometimes doing nothing is the worst thing you could do, because actually problems do get bigger. Yeah, so to make your messaging really activating, you need to speak into their problem, refer to their pain points in a way that's empathizing, and then show them that there is a solution, and that solution is your offer. And that will help them to feel activated enough to click the button, visit the sales page, reach out to you, book a call, whatever your call to action is. Okay? Reason number 5, our final reason why your funnel may not be funneling for you, is that you are not tracking data. This is a huge thing that I see. You've built the lead magnet, you've put it out there, you've had a few people, like your warm people in your audience have downloaded it. I'm not going to talk about ads because ads is not something that I recommend for anybody unless we know that your funnel is converting. So I'm not going to talk about ads, but let's just say you've built your lead magnet. You're really excited about it. You've put it out on your socials. You've added it to your link in bio. You've talked about it in your stories. You're trying to get, people coming through every single week. You're committed to getting new people signing up to it every single week. And then here's what happens. You reach out to somebody like me and you say, Rach, help me. My funnel's not converting. And I say, okay, no worries. Share the data with me. Oh, well, can you just look at the sales page and tell me why it's not converting? My answer will always be no. No. I will look at the sales page when I know the data. Because it may be, and this is what I often find, that you've been so excited about your lead magnet that you've put it out, and in the first week, you've got 30 people signed up to it. And then in the second week, you've got another 10 people. And then by the third week, you've got shiny object syndrome and you've gone on to something else. And so the data shows me that there's not been enough people to the sales page, to the opt-in page. There's not been enough people for us to track to get really meaningful data. So don't let that be the thing that you're doing, right? If you really want to scale your lead magnet, build a funnel that converts sales every single week, then you do need to promote that lead magnet. You need to be creating reels, carousels, have a little highlight reel on your Instagram, talk about it in Facebook groups, promote it over on LinkedIn, everywhere. In fact, one thing I've just started doing is putting pins on Pinterest. Now, I'm not going to scare the life out of you. Well, it will when I tell you the number, but the suggested number of pins per day on Pinterest that I've been given is 27. 27 posts a day. But it's not like Instagram, okay? So don't flip your lid. It's not the same. But we've been having a really good dabble with Pinterest, and I've got, what's my monthly average now? I think the monthly average is something like 4,000 views a month on average of brand new people to my lead magnets. Okay, so if you haven't looked at Pinterest before, go look at it. It's actually really, really good. But let's get back to reason number 5. Reason number 5, you're not tracking your data, right? So the first part of that is, are you sending people to your opt-in page every single week? And if you are, and you're starting to see downloads of your lead magnet every week, tracking the data is going to help you to see where you can optimize your funnel. Because it may be that your opt-in page is converting amazingly well. It might be your order bump that doesn't convert. It might be that, yes, your opt-in page converts well. So anybody that converts straight from the opt-in is great. They're in the funnel, but maybe your email sequence doesn't convert. Maybe email 3 doesn't get clicks. Maybe the subject line on email 4 is not activating, so nobody's opening it. Now, you won't know any of those things if you're not tracking data. So you absolutely must be tracking the data. Inside Funnel to Freedom, I give you my tracking sheet. It's the exact same tracking sheet that I use. And every single week, this is literally a 10-minute job. I go into the funnel page. I take out the stats for the opt-in page. I look at the stats for the order bump. I look at the stats for the emails, pop them into the spreadsheet, and that will then show me, that will then show me where I've got the potential to optimize. I'm just going to have a little mint because I haven't got a drink beside me. I'm going to have I've got some mints at my desk. Always when I get to the end of a podcast, I start having a coughing fit because obviously I'm chatting so much and I'm so excited to share all this stuff with you. So yeah, inside Funnel to Freedom, you get a copy of my tracker. It's quite a simple spreadsheet when you know what to track, okay? So what I want you to track is your opt-in page conversion. If you're selling on the thank you page, how many people buy from that point? I want you to track how many people buy your order bump. And I also want you to track what the open rate and the click-through rate is on all of your funnel emails, okay? And I promise you, If you start to track those numbers over time, I mean, every single week, so that you can literally like sit back at the end of a 4-week period and look at 4 rows of data. If you do that, you will spot where the opportunities are for you to improve your funnel. Excuse me. You will spot where you've got the emails that no one's reading because they're not opening it because the subject line is a bit of a wet fish. Yeah, you will spot where you've got emails with a really high click-through rate and where you've got emails with a low click-through rate. Where are you inviting the sale? Where are you not inviting the sale? Where is it activating people and where is it not? Okay. And you're not going to know any of that without tracking the data. So whether you love a spreadsheet or not, I'm sorry, I'm going to give you tough love. It doesn't matter if you don't love a spreadsheet. This is part of having a funnel. If you really want to make money through sales funnels, I know that they get like oversold on social media with all the make money in your sleep content that you see. But if you really want to go all in on sales funnels, you've got to start loving the data. You've got to start tracking it, and that means a spreadsheet. So sorry about that, those of you that don't love a spreadsheet. You don't have to be an accountant. You don't have to be like a mathematical genius. You just have to extract a bit of data and be able to assess it to see where you can optimize your sales. Okay? So they are our 5 reasons why your funnel may not be converting right now. What I would recommend that you do from this episode is have a look at your funnel, look at the data, think about all 5 of the reasons that I've shared, and then start making some tweaks and adjustments to your funnel. Obviously, then promote it with your audience, get some more people signed up into it, and then start to see what difference does that make to your opt-in rates, your conversion rates, your open rates, and your click-through rates on your email, okay? And if you get stuck, please just message me, right? My DMs are open. Yes, I've got a course that you could jump into. Yes, I run my funnel mini mind 3 times a year. So we're on week 7 of the last one, and then the next one is coming up in May, I think. So if you think you want to come and work live with me inside of Funnel Mini Mind, or you want to just do the self-study and get quarterly Q&As with me, just reach out and say, Rach, tell me how I can build a funnel with your support, and I'll tell you what the options are, okay? Thank you so much for being here, listening to this episode. Hope you've got some really good takeaways, some good notes. If you know anybody who's got a funnel that isn't converting, please do share this episode with them, because I want to spread the message far and wide, obviously, that I am the girl to work with if you want to build a high converting sales funnel. I'd really appreciate you sharing it. Anyway, thanks again for being here, and I will see you next time.